Oh shit. So looks like I'm back. Finally got another laptop. Finally gonna start this back up again because I realized the last video was literally over a year ago. But here I am, new laptop, new me, new start. I look different. My life is very different. A lot has changed in a year. You know when people say like, oh, it's been the best and worst year of my life, that's genuinely how I feel about the last like 12 months. It's been a lot. I thought I would ask you to ask me some questions, and I'm literally in my pajamas sat here now, and I'm going to answer them as honestly as I can. I've asked for them to be like kind of juicy or deep so that you can kind of really get to know me. Some of them literally, oh my god, like, do you want me to go to prison? Yeah, I'll answer the ones that I physically can, that will not get me arrested. And yeah, and if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone. That's where they are. Follow me on Instagram because my followers are going down because Instagram hates me. So this is one, I think the person was trying to be funny, but do you know what, I'm going to answer it anyway, because if you've watched my boob job video, then you will know I'm a size, do you know what, it's really gone up and down recently, but the last time I was measured I was a 34 double D. So yeah, I do have a whole video about my boob job. I will link it below. I've got quite a few questions actually that do relate to it. So yeah, I did have somebody asking for a boob job update or breast implant illness, and does that worry me? I've been, touch wood, really lucky with my implants. I think I've rang the clinic once. I can't remember if I talked about this in my video, but basically I was in Ibiza with my friends. I was just led on the bed and you could hear a funny gurgling noise, and we were trying to figure out what it was, and yeah, we figured out it was my boobs or my implant making a weird noise, but I think it was just them moving around. Like, it was never any cause for concern. I can sleep on my front. Everybody comments on the fact that they look really natural, like they've dropped really well. I literally can't really think of anything bad about them, not in a big headed way, but just, you know, the surgery went really well. I'm really happy with the outcome. The only thing I would change is I would go bigger if I could. I could make an update, but to be honest, there's not really much to tell you apart from the fact they healed really well and I'm really happy with them. So yeah. I've had a few questions as well saying, would I get any more surgery, or what do I want my next surgery to be? And honestly, like, I'm quite happy with how I am at the moment. I don't really feel like I need to change anything. Like I said, I would like my boobs to be bigger. Do I want to pay for another surgery to have them bigger? Not really. This is quite a good question because I feel like a lot of people might not know exactly how this works, and it is quite interesting. So, is there any other events apart from Hideout that you've been invited to for free? If so, how do these work? I'm quite lucky that I think majority of my festivals, or the festivals that I've been to in the past couple of years, have been with the festival or with a brand that will take you to a festival. Not all of them. Hideout was probably the biggest in terms of the fact we did have, you know, it for free. We had the flights, the accommodation and the festival ticket itself. So that was absolutely amazing. And I've been to Hideout before, and you know, that was all paid for by myself. That was not in collaboration with anyone. So, you know, for the festival to then invite you back a few years later, that was amazing. When it's like a day festival, in my experience, you will usually just, you know, be asked if you'd like to go, create some content there. Your festival ticket will be free. It's usually a VIP ticket, like, just saying. You might get a +1, you might not. Or you can be invited with a brand. So the brand might, I'm not sure whether they necessarily sponsor the event or whether they just work in conjunction. I don't really know how that part of it works, but yeah, a brand could message and say, you know, what are you doing on this date? Would you like to go to this festival? And the idea is that you will then wear that brand's clothes, have photos at the festival, and you're promoting both the brand and the festival itself. And then yeah, same as events. So you could get asked to go to, I don't know, say Warehouse Project, for example, or A Night in Motion, which I've never been asked, which is, you know, that's my hometown. Right, I'm going to answer this one now because it's, you know, it's along the festival theme, and that is, what are your thoughts on recreational drugs? Right. So I have answered this actually on my story before, and I got told that I was basically killing the youth of today, and that I'm like a really bad influence, and that people look up to me, and, you know, I shouldn't have said what I said. But my view is, personally, you know, as much as everybody needs to come together, everybody needs to look out for each other, you know, and all that, that's all really important. But in my opinion, does it bother me what Tommy from Manchester does at a festival? No, it doesn't really. I personally believe that everyone should just be safe. Everybody needs to know the risks, know the warnings. If you take anything, you know, and something bad happens, that is a risk that you are taking. It's gonna happen. It's, you know, it's always happened. People do it. I think people just need to be safe. Yeah, I don't want to go too into it because, like I said, I've had backlash from it before, but that's kind of my opinion. I don't know whether that sounds really selfish, but if it's, you know, if Tommy would like to take a drug, then that's not Hollie's problem, that's Tommy's problem. See what I mean? So, do you know what? I'm going to answer this one because I'm going to completely out myself. But someone said, have you ever had an encounter with a rude influencer? And I'm going to answer this one because when I was at Ocean Beach last, I had a woman, like a full-grown woman, she mentioned that she had children, came up to me and told me that I was an ignorant, actually I think was really rude. It put a massive downer on everyone's day. Like, to go up to, you know, 3 girls that are literally just having a good time and to just say that, well, just literally insult them for no reason, I thought personally was horrible. And the fact that she had children, I actually thought was even worse. She did mention that she follows me on Instagram, so I don't know whether she'll ever see this, but I know I'm kind of like exposing myself here, but I do just want to put it out there that, like, I know from personal experience, I'm like a shy person, I'm an awkward person, and I think people don't realise that when they see that you post all these photos online. So I think people already have an impression of you, and then in person, if you don't meet up to their expectation, then they can think you're rude. So, you know, the long and short of it is, me, I am the rude person. So this question, obviously is very personal. I'm not going to go in depth. I'm not going to speak about it for too long because I don't think it needs to be. It was a very long time ago now, like over a year ago, that we split up. I am just going to say, because I have had a few messages from people or people coming up to me in person, and a lot of people seem to think that there was cheating going on, and I just want to address that there wasn't. Well, I hope there wasn't. There wasn't on my part anyway. It was something that he did, and it was something that personally I'll never forgive. It was, you know, it didn't just affect me, it affected my family, and I think that's why I not even took it so bad, because to be honest, I think I took it really well, but yeah, that's why it was just the minute I found out it was over, that was it. Right, this is one. So, tips for doing long distance. So I've been with Kyle for since January. Yeah, we are still together. I did have another question asking that, but he lives somewhere else, and that's again about just under 2 hours, like between an hour and 2 hours away. But then on top of that, he is in the military, so there are times where he's away. When I say away, I mean like, you know, other side of the world type of away for periods of time. Yeah, it's been different. It has been hard. It's been harder than I thought, to be honest. And all I can really say is that you do have to seriously trust that person. And I think you have to be a good communicator, which okay, so it's been a while. I have got my Asda home delivery of all my food shopping, put it all away, FaceTime my boyfriend, cook myself tea, cook myself food for tomorrow. So it's been a while. I'm sweating, my makeup's coming off, but I just want to get a few more questions done. One question, have you ever had a threesome? Funnily enough, no, I haven't, ever. It's never really been something that's come up. It's not something I think I would participate in. No, I haven't. A lot of you will know this because obviously our relationship was like quite public. I've answered it in questions before, etc. But my friends that you're referring to, well, that I think you're referring to, were his friends. They are his friends. So when I was in a relationship with him, got with him, I then was, you know, kind of introduced to his friendship group, and they're now literally some of my best friends. But I completely respect the fact that they were his friends first, and I don't know whether that might seem quite petty to some people, but like as close as I am, like with the girls especially, I am always going to respect the fact that I wouldn't know them if it wasn't for him. I've had a lot of questions, not even now, but I get them every single time I do a question and answers about doing a season in Ibiza. I've never actually done a season. So I usually go to Ibiza like 3 times a year, but I've never done a season. It looks like I'm there so much because I usually go get a good amount of promo photos when I'm out there, so I can continue to post them when I'm home. That's why it looks like I've been in Ibiza for like the last 6 months. I haven't. Like I posted a bikini photo today. I was literally sat at my desk when I posted it. Yeah, so I don't actually have any tips for you because I've never done it myself. It's definitely something I've always wanted to do, a season in Ibiza. Next year is looking more realistic, so if anyone else is going out there, then please be my friend. Someone said, is your boyfriend as mean to you as he seems online? I like this question. Obviously everybody's got their own personality. Me and Kyle are really similar in some respects, and in other, you know, in other senses we're the complete opposite person. We're completely different. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I was a really soppy person, but when you compare me to Kyle, I definitely am. He's kind of wow, the complete opposite of soppy. But we can both be quite sharp with each other. He's not actually a horrible person all the time. Did you go to college or sixth form? If so, what did you study? Yes, so I did obviously my GCSEs, then I started my A-levels. So I did 1 year in sixth form. I did English literature or language. No, I think it was English lit. Oh my god, I completely forgot to say that my washing machine's on, so if you can hear something, that's what. Yeah, I did English, philosophy and photography, and then that washing machine's gonna make so much noise now. Then in the summer holidays, when we were waiting to get our AS results, that's what they were called then, I don't know if they're still called that, I applied for a retail apprenticeship at John Lewis and ended up getting it. Yeah, and I think I got the job, it was either a few days before or a few days after my results, so I basically had like a week to decide whether I was going to do my second year in sixth form or take the job, and I ended up taking the job purely because I've never ever known what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do at uni. I didn't know what career I wanted. Like, I still don't know. I still don't have a clue. That's what I ended up doing. And other questions, did I go to uni? No, I didn't. I would have loved uni for the like partying aspect and going out, but even now I don't know what I want to do. And I remember like my teachers basically forcing me to write a UCAS form, which is, I don't even know if that's still what you do now. That was like the thing to get into uni, but bloody hell, I couldn't pick a subject. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I definitely answered this before, and it was all by chance. It was all kind of like a fluke. It's literally just going out on the weekends or going to festivals or doing everything that I do now, posting photos whilst there, before we went out, you know, that kind of thing. And for some reason, I don't know, for some reason the followers just kind of slowly start coming in, then the brands start to notice from that, and then your engagement goes higher, and it was just kind of a snowball effect. I will say it was a lot easier to gain followers when I started gaining them compared to how it is. Like, I'm losing followers. I've lost like 900 followers in the past couple of weeks for no reason, because Instagram, you can tell it's really about the money now. Instagram want the money. You know, they want you to pay to promote your own posts. They're kind of like shadow banning Instagram, as you might have seen. A few people mention that. I've definitely complained about it. So yeah, I think I was just quite lucky that I started to kind of gain momentum. That's so cringe, but you know what I mean. lucky that I started to gain when I did, because honestly, if I was starting up an Instagram today, I don't think I'd get past like 500 followers, honestly. My washing machine, it's on the end of the wash, so it's going to get really loud. Yeah, once you got past a certain amount of followers, that's when I started charging for posts, and now it is kind of like a second job to me. Not even Instagram itself, but the whole social media side. So, you know, the 21 buttons, the Instagram, kind of anything else that I do to do with social media, that's kind of like a second job for me now. And obviously I have this, and I'm back. Thought I'd quickly say bye before my washing machine starts beeping at me, which is going to any second. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you've asked one of the questions. What did I say? So yeah, thanks to all of you. Thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing. I'll leave my socials down below. Right, I'm gonna go get my washing out now. But yeah, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.